Hillsong, the greatest example of apostasy and false teaching in modern time, has got a new pastor up there in New York City, and he's coming out swinging. He's attacking this whole new BBC documentaries that are coming out, and the Discovery Plus channel, I think, is hosting this documentary about Hillsong. And he's coming out swinging, saying, wait a minute, you guys are painting us with an ugly paintbrush, and we're not that bad. And it's very interesting to watch this. Hey guys, your friend Spencer here. I want to give you this article from Relevant Magazine. Hillsong pastor criticizes new documentary for overlooking church's positive deeds. And this is the new pastor there. If he's a South African guy, and he's pushing back against all this stuff. Hillsong's church's interim global senior pastor Phil Dooley is claiming that the upcoming Discovery Plus docuseries Hillsong, a mega church exposed, which I will be watching. I might live broadcast all that here at the house. Woo, it's gonna be fun. Paints an unfair picture of the church based on the recent trailer. The three-part series says it will examine how the Australia-based church became a massive phenomenon and toes the fine line between cult and culture. The trailer for the docuseries shows footage and audio clips discussing recent various issues and scrutiny Hillsong has faced in recent years, including the controversy surrounding Carl Lentz, a former Hillsong pastor who was fired from his role due to his moral failures, allegations against pastors who misuse church funds, claims of manipulation and religious trauma, and more. So really, basically, Carl Lentz had this whole New York scene, and it was insane. They had VIP clubs, and a lot of people on the inside came out and said, if you could sing and you were a pretty girl, your career advanced a whole lot quicker than just somebody who was competent at theology. So it was all image-based and vanity-driven, and really it was disgusting. Carl Lentz is obviously not saved. No way that man's born again. During a global webcast February 19th, Dooley tied his message from Nehemiah 4 to the speculation surrounding Hillsong, connecting the resistance Nehemiah faced to Hillsong's recent discoveries. Dooley served as youth pastor in Sydney before leading Hillsong South Africa in 2008. He recently stepped in for co-founder Brian Houston, who stepped down as Hillsong global senior pastor to try to handle a criminal charge in Australia. Glimpses from the trailer show that Houston and his father Frank will be discussed in the docuseries as well. So Dooley is handling the whole. He's basically the whole pastor of the whole deal, and he's over there in Sydney doing a lot of work there. It's a mess, man. Dooley specifically slammed the producers of Hillsong Megachurch Exposed, saying their purpose is not the healing of people, but simply the hurt of the church. Well, when your church is hurting people, and you have like trauma victims lined up down the street, then something needs to be said. You need to be hurt. I mean, this is like if somebody mugs you in an alleyway and they're trying to hurt you, your job automatically becomes self-defense, and you need to hurt them back. That's just how this works. And so I'm not saying that the Discovery Channel has some sort of virtuous agenda here. They're just a media company, and their whole desire is just to get ratings and just to try to put something out there that people will watch. That's their whole goal and desire. I'm not saying they're virtuous and all that, but this is something that needs to be said. This is something that needs to be done, and these people are in just a bad shape here. He says, Dooley comes out and says, our church, helping all the partners that we partnered with, says Compassion, for example, we've been able to help thousands of young people get better education and families out of poverty. He continued, and we played our part time and time again in serving and helping. And so basically he's saying that this is, we never claim to be a perfect church. But here's the deal. Now, my dad's a mechanic, and he says, like, when a company has a 3 to 5% failure rate in transmissions on cars, that is considered a bad transmission. That is considered like almost recall level transmission. And but that doesn't seem like a whole lot. But if you have like a 0.9% failure rate, that's a good transmission. But Hillsong has if I could maybe say, the failure rate has a much larger failure rate than 3 to 5%. These people are absolute disasters. The things that they teach, that Jesus never stood against homosexuality, the things that, I mean, just basically, like, this is the far left woke claimingly evangelical church, but it's not. It's modernistic. These people are practicers of mystery religion. These people are unbelievers. They're not saved. This stuff is straight from the pits of hell. And I don't care who is bothered by that. This Hillsong is Hillsong. And they can try their best to claim that, we're not all that bad. I mean, we've done some good things too. The church has positive deeds. Well, I mean, I'm sure if you sat down with Jeffrey Dahmer, I'm sure he probably did some nice things along his way. And you sat down with Ted Bundy. I'm sure that at some point in Ted Bundy's life, Ted Bundy had some very interesting things to say and probably did some decent things. I'm sure if you sat down with the son of Sam, you could probably sit down with him. He probably was a nice guy, probably did some nice things along the way. But no, we don't remember them for the nice things they did. We remember them by the bad things that they did. And there's a lot of lessons here in this for us, in that you can spend your whole life doing good things and do something so bad that's what will be a defining moment for you. I mean, when we think of David, we think, yeah, he's the guy who fought Goliath, but we also think, hey, that's the guy who messed around with Bathsheba and all that nonsense. We think of Samson. Yeah, Samson did some good things, but we don't think of Samson when we think of that. We think of Samson with Delilah. Your bad deeds can be defining for you. And that's why we have to walk in wisdom as God's people. You can spend your whole life building a good testimony and destroy it in one day. I mean, you can destroy it in even less than a day. I can destroy my life and my testimony in just a minute if I could. And that's what people will remember me by. So he can claim virtue all he wants. He can claim that we've done the right thing. What about all the good things we did? And all that's good and well. And hey, you want to help impoverished South African kids learn how to do computers so they can get a job? Hey, I'm cool with that. I'm not sure if the church has been called to do that, but I'm cool with all that. But when it comes to theology, let's just narrow it down to that. Theology. Hillsong is terrible. Hillsong is probably the worst thing that's ever been put out there, by far. I mean, right now, Hillsong is really on the rocks, and I think Maverick City Music is going to take their place. But guys, these people that are apostate, false teaching New Age mysticism and all this stuff, they're going to claim that they're the good guys, and you bad media, your people are after us just trying to hate on Christianity. No, they're trying to expose a bunch of nuts is what they're doing. Hillsong is terrible. And I think a lot of people do this. I see this all the time. Well, I'm not that bad. I didn't kill anybody. Well, of course you didn't kill anybody, but you're still an apostate. Well, I didn't do this. Well, of course you didn't, but you're still not good. That's the problem today. Everybody wants to claim their own goodness, but nobody's willing to own their failures. That's a problem. I think that's a problem we all have, because that's just human nature. Hey guys, if there's a red subscribe button below, hit that button. We want to make sure that you guys get to be a part of all the great videos we have coming up. We're going to try to follow this Hillsong drama, keep you in the loop on all this, and I can't wait for this documentary to come out. It's going to be fire. It's going to be amazing. We might just live stream it for everybody. I don't know. But we appreciate you guys. Hit that like button and subscribe to this channel, please, and that'll be wonderful. And we appreciate you guys, and we will talk to you guys very soon.